Hey guys, crew at Blind Wave. Well, I'm Eric. There's no real crew. I don't really know how to say this. We all kind of knew this was a possibility. Calvin just didn't really enjoy what happened last episode, and he just said he'd rather not continue with Game of Thrones. I'm still trying to beg him to come back on because I know you guys want that, but I don't really know if I want to continue it by myself. But it's Saturday, so we gotta do something. So, we tricked you.
I'm back.
Calvin's back.
I'm still here.
He's glad they're all dead.
Yeah, no. Too soon.
Too soon. It's not that soon. Now we
pretty soon.
It's pretty soon. Calvin's got his hand of the king pen that he earned. Now I purposely made it so that the order in which we were doing these Saturday, Sunday, we would have episode 9s on Sunday because I knew we would need a good old week for you to think things over,
mull it over,
get
settled back into.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we
trying to be happy.
Yeah, trying. He's trying. We did have Aaron show up last episode, and so we were talking about some
good
stuff.
Good thing you did.
We did. But a lot of people want to hear what Calvin has to say. But before we do that, Calvin, speaking of those people, we had a lot of people reach out to us. I'll go ahead and read some of the stuff that I got on our YouTube comments.
Okay.
Because as you guys know, Calvin's not allowed to read those. Not. Sereno Bueno Jr. I have always watched your reaction videos for this and other shows and never commented, but I feel this is the right time. I kind of feel bad for seeing Calvin so upset, but it's one of the main milestones that all Game of Thrones fans have to go through. And knowing that he's reached this far makes him literally one of us. So, in a way, congrats, Calvin, and welcome to Game of Thrones. I like that one. Sneaky Dexter, that reaction was beautiful. That's how I felt. Give that man a hug. De facto Overlord, that stone cold reaction during the scene and complete dismay after. That's exactly how I felt. I think I saw Calvin's optimism leaving his body. Mike J. Calvin's face during this honestly scared me. Amy Mitchell. Jesus, Calvin looks so broken. Please give him a hug from all of us. His reaction was too real. And for some reason, I feel bad making him go through this. D.L. Weiss. Poor Calvin went into this video a sweet summer child and left it a man of winter. Welcome, brother. S. River 004. Poor Calvin is looking at the pen and contemplating life for the majority of the discussion. I honestly am a bit scared if he will even want to continue. We probably got him.
Yeah.
Stephen Luke. Awesome times. Calvin's reaction is priceless, and all the misdirection from Eric was totally worth it. All right, and then the last one is from Trave, something like that. Said, "Oh my God, that was crushing to watch. Calvin just died inside. I seriously wanted one of you guys to hug him. But then later, when Calvin dropped the badge on the table, I wanted Eric to yell, 'I swear if you ever take it off again, I'll pin the damn thing on Jaime Lannister!'" That would have been fun, but it's too soon for jokes. In all seriousness, great job with this, guys. You've honestly become the very best there is at doing reaction videos. From the discussion before to the reactions themselves and the editing of them to the discussions afterwards and all of the spot-on observations and humor you throw in, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Trav. So that was from some of our loyal watchers. This is a milestone. It was a big episode. We're going to talk about it, but there's one more thing I forgot. We did receive one sympathy card in the mail. That's for you. You can go ahead and read it.
I don't know if I can. I will try. Detective Calvin, thank you for being our favorite sweet summer child. Remember, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. Love, Agent 79. The internet and Hodor.
It's written like Hodor wrote it.
Yeah.
Agent 79, very artistic fellow.
Yes.
He really decked out his card. He has the Hand of the Kingpin. King of the North with some arrows and the Stark crest, the wall with Castle Black, werewood stump, and the dragon egg for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all the wishy-washy, nitty-gritty.
Well, one more wishy-washy thing.
Oh, you got another one?
And I don't think that I can read it. So
You want me to read it?
I will have you read it.
Okay. Now, did you take this from something, or did you just...
No,
you
I wrote it.
Okay, so this is Calvin's feelings about the last episode of Game of Thrones. The sadness is still close to me. It will not leave me. I cannot compel it away. I fear I must embrace it to destroy its clutching grasp. It waits to torment me round every corner. It is patient when I am not. If e'er I do take it to claim the sadness, I fear it may shatter my resolve. I am weak, and it grins as my empathy slips into shadow. I am being unmade, my wishes unfinished, and my hope shown unfounded. My realization show me not that there is now no hope, but that there was no hope. My sadness is complete, though I may never be again. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Glad I didn't try to read it.
yeah. That's good, Calvin. It's always good to get it out. You know, when it comes to grief, and I've had I won't say many, but a few amount of points of my real life when grief is it stops you in your tracks.
Yeah.
It's always good to remember that that's a natural emotion, and it's meant to be let out. And like after you have just like a good just fucking cry, you know, you feel much better. I mean, on one hand, scientifically, you can say, well, it's a reward system for your body to get that stuff out. You'll release different endorphins and chemicals that will, you know, make things better. But just like on a metaphorical stance, it's also just good for the soul, you know, to get that stuff out. And like we talked about last time, you need the bad times to appreciate the good times, or you're just having times, and who wants that? Okay, so we have to talk a little bit about what happened last episode.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
People have been waiting all week, so let's get into it. We'll get the big stuff out of the way. Well, the big thing out of the way, which was the Red Wedding. We can say that word now. Words. So, Rob's wife, a lot of his Starkmen, Catelyn, Grey Wind, not Blackfish or Edmure Tully,
Yeah.
but were killed at the Frey's wedding, the Red Wedding. Now, so much happens. Sometimes you kind of gloss over things, but like Catelyn, who has seen the death of her husband, she has seen, you know, Jon Snow go to the wall. I mean, she never really saw him as a child, her child, except for a couple moments that we've heard about. But Arya missing, Sansa, the hand of the Lannisters, what she thinks Rickon and Bran are dead, you know. She had to watch her first and last son die. It's not fun to watch. But if you can get past that, the performance by that actress was so amazing.
Yeah.
She just, I mean, forgive the pun, but she killed it.
Yeah, she
did. She did so well.
I mean, for that being her last scene,
Yeah.
you know, that was put your all into it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that she won any like Emmys or anything for her, but she should have had them all. Give them all to her. She was so good.
Yeah.
And then just the choice to, you know, she has her throat cut, everybody's dead, and it cuts to black, no music.
Yeah.
You know?
It would have
been weird if
it would have been weird.
Yeah. They really milked it for all its emotional worth, I gotta say, with adding the whole stuff in with, like, you know, setting up a Eddard Stark II Jr.
Yeah.
Second of his name. They're not really, what's the right word? They're not very kind to Eddard Starks in this show.
No.
No. On to a couple, what are some of your thoughts? People don't want to hear me.
After you mentioned it, it all clicked into place. You lost this war soon, you know, the day you married
Married her.
I saw everything just line up. I mean, we've always talked about how ripples of everything, every action goes through the kingdom.
Yeah.
And just, it can cause anything else to happen.
Yeah.
And to see it cause that from such a, what you would think would be a good decision. I mean, it wasn't the right decision.
Yeah.
But instead of marrying someone for power or for an army,
a bridge,
or a bridge,
yeah,
he married for love, which is what Eddard wanted to do, and they grew to love each other.
Yeah,
but to have that love,
I mean, Eddard married for duty. Now, in the book, they kind of go into this. In the show, it's kind of slightly different. But in the book, Robb ends up being wounded in battle, and then that girl helps him back to health.
Yeah.
And they end up having sex. And Robb, just like his father, being so honor-bound, marries her because he had sex with her. He deflowered her, and that's the proper thing to do. So he was weighing two honorable things, and one of them came out, Yeah. In the show, they don't really go that route, but you can still say that Robb did what his father would have done in that moment, Yes. What are some other thoughts you might have had?
How many people on Robb's side were just waiting for the right time?
Definitely the Boltons.
Yeah.
It was no accident that he was wearing his chainmail, and he was whisked away before anything happened. It was also no accident that the Lannister song began playing, which really, signaled to everybody things are going down. The Karstarks are all gone. The men that are loyal to Robb, like the true loyalty, they were all celebrating the wedding. They got very drunk, while the Boltons and the Freys did not. So what exactly are you asking, like, when it comes to how many?
Well, I'm not actually asking like how many in a number. It's just like we know the Boltons were definitely against.
Like, we knew Roose. So you're saying, like, when did Roose Bolton turn? Is that what you're saying?
It's like he owed allegiance to Eddard, but did he actually, did he just keep his position as a close advisor to Robb, or
I don't really know how to answer the question
without giving stuff away.
I just think that we're obviously not. It's not like they're not going to show up anymore. I mean, we're going to learn a little more about them. So I know that at least in terms of Bolton, we'll definitely hear it out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
And then Walder Frey is he's Walder Frey. He's always been like that.
Yeah.
During the Robert's Rebellion, I think they called him like Walder Frey the Late or something like that, because even though he was loyal to Eddard, he didn't show up for battles until they were already won. So anyway, I guess that'd be my answer, and we'll just get into it.
Okay. Just
for everything else, Dany ended up sacking Yunkai with the help of Daario, who you said you really liked. And just as much you like him, so does Jorah, apparently. Yeah, so we're going to have to get through a little bit of that.
Jorah was hoping he was going to die.
Yeah, I bet he was. Yeah, a lesser man probably would have made sure of it.
Yeah.
Up north, we had Jon reveal himself to still be a crow. Crows before hoes.
Well, I was thinking about that, and he didn't really have a choice then.
It's either kill this guy,
Well, I mean, if he'd taken her with him. If he'd taken her with him to Castle Black, they would have killed her.
Well, maybe, yeah. Most likely.
If he had stayed there, he would have had to kill all of them.
Yeah.
Or they were going to kill her and then him.
Yeah.
So leaving her there, it showed to them that she didn't matter enough for him to take her with him. So at least she has a chance there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like
that is true. And, it gives him a chance to, now that he knows the plan of what's happening, and he knows people are going to be attacking from the south, he has to tell them.
Yeah.
So he's kind of been, other than with everything going on with the Ygritte, he's kind of been looking for a chance to get away, and he just had to take that.
Yeah.
So, we did have the warg of the wildlings. Jon killed him.
Yeah.
But he warged into his...
some sort of European eagle.
Yeah, okay. And then speaking of warging, Bran Morgan to Hodor.
Yeah. Which no one has ever done before, according to Judge and Reed.
They are making their way. They talked about last episode. They're going to try to find one of the unmanned castles to try to find their way through the wall.
Yeah.
On the other side of the wall, Sam and Gil are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Down in King's Landing, Tyrion is wed to Sansa. They didn't consummate, but it did happen. Tywin lost a little control over Tyrion. And Tyrion told him to go fuck himself, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrion's had enough. He's played into Tywin's hands so many times and respected his father, and his father's given no respect back. So he's saying, cut my losses.
Okay. All right, well, that's pretty much everything. So we're going to go ahead and get into episode 10 of season 3. Now,
we always forget.
What's that?
Arya. And
we always do forget
Gendry.
Arya and Gendry. Gendry has had some blood taken from him in very unscrupulous ways.
Yeah.
This is something else to talk about, too. The blood sacrifice / demonstration. One leech, Joffrey Baratheon. One leech, Balon Greyjoy. One leech, Robb Stark. Next episode, Robb Stark dies.
Yeah.
Does Melisandre know that? Did she cause it? Was she shown it? What happened?
Guess we're going to have to find out.
And what does that mean for the other two kings?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, the other two kings, would have been great if that had happened to them first.
Yes, it would have. This is honestly, to me, a question I don't know if I can answer or have the knowledge to answer. I don't know. I personally feel like she saw it happen in the fires, maybe, because we know that she can do that.
Yeah.
And she's attributing herself power by saying, I'm going to cause this, but really I just know it's going to happen. But I'm going to cause it,
Yeah.
I think that might be what it is. I don't know. But, yeah. And then Arya is with the Hound.
He's still doing his job and protecting her.
Well, yeah, she got away, and he went into the castle, a very dangerous place, knocked her out, but got her out of there.
Yeah.
So that's where we are right now. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Episode 10. We're all ready to go. It'll probably still have some feels.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure there's going to be a recap.
There will, and there's going to be some stuff that might be a little hard to watch. But just like you said earlier, there are ripples. And I don't think that people will forget.
No.
Nope. Let's watch it.